Hey there folks, Adam here with a little update. We're going to go live, we're going to track these storms. I've got a live stream over here from Travis Farncombe as well too, from Highways and Hailstones. I'm going to check in with him and see what is happening. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning right now for, I believe, for the Kitchener area. I got to double check on that. We have some severe thunderstorm watches in place, and we have a severe risk on our hands here. So we're going to track it in real time. We're going to do our best to give you the best updates we possibly can, and we're going to try to watch radar for rotation, for strong winds and hail, and see what we're able to see. If you have not done so already, please head over to instantweatherapp.com or go to your favorite app store and download our free app. It's a fantastic price. It's $0.00. It's my favorite price. So head over there, download our free app. Huge thank you to all those who have upgraded the radar to get 5 hours of future radar and to remove ads. Huge thank you to you. You are the reason that this app is able to exist. And I can't say enough how much we sincerely appreciate it. A sincere appreciation for all those who are sending stars on Facebook. Thank you so much. All those sending super chats on YouTube. We're live everywhere right now. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter. We're live on YouTube. We're live on 4 or 5 different Facebook pages. We're everywhere. So we're not on. We got to get on Instagram though live. That's gonna be a bit tricky, and TikTok as well too. But we'll work on that slowly but surely. This is our forecast map. You can see above my head. This is the one we created last night. It still looks pretty solid from what we can tell. Yeah, the best shear, the best spinning ingredients are a little further to the north. But we may see something come off of Lake Huron that may have some interesting potential into the afternoon here. So we'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. So I want to double check on live radar here to make sure we have the latest frame. Check on who is under what alerts. Again, you can check which alerts you're under for your exact location if you download our app as well too. So again, it's free. It's called Instant Weather. Head over there and download it. And thank you again to those who are using it. So I'm going to double check. Actually, I do want to show, Brennan just put up a timeline, which is pretty cool. So let's flip over to that really quickly. Here is the timeline image that he's working on. So you can kind of see each region there, right? So at the very top, you see deep southwestern Ontario. One down from that, you see southwestern Ontario, then Golden Horseshoe, then central and eastern. Side note, if this is too small for you to read, make sure you turn your phone to the side or your iPad to the side if you're using a mobile device. That will help a lot. Yeah, so you can see anywhere where it's blue, that's we're expecting non-severe thunderstorms. Where it's yellow, we're saying there's probably some isolated severe storms, which means your area might get it, your area might not. And then where it's orange, we're going to have some heavy-duty severe thunderstorms come through. So we didn't go to the significant severe or severe outbreak on this one, but there's going to be a lot of storms moving through the region. So it's going to be, it could be fairly intense. So we're going to be watching this very closely. Again, we're just watching some storms here in southwestern Ontario that look pretty aggressive at the moment, that are under a severe thunderstorm warning from Environment Canada. So we'll touch on those in just a moment, answer all your questions. I see so many questions in the comments right now. Hi everyone, how are we all doing? Michelle, Tanner, Courtney, Aaron, Andrew, Tim, thank you so much for all of your comments and your reports. They mean so much. But here is the timeline image so you can see for deep southwestern Ontario, we're expecting anywhere between 1 and 10 p.m. for isolated severe storms. And there's some isolated tornado potential down there, but it's a bit questionable in the south. It would have to, we'd have to see like a strong lake breeze interaction to see if we could get something to spin up down there. But it's a little on the unlikely side, but we went isolated just because there is just a bit of potential in the south. In southwestern Ontario, same thing. You can see the green isolated tornado potential there. Wind gusts 100 kilometer plus. We're looking at some hail, maybe 3 or possibly up to 4 centimeter in size in central Ontario here. So there's a lot of flash flooding risk, as you can see on the far right of this chart. So flash flooding is certainly possible, especially areas that see multiple rounds of thunderstorms. I was just checking our app for Barrie, which is where I live, and it said 44 millimeters of rain for Barrie coming up. So that's a lot of rain. That's almost 2 inches of rain. So, and our app is actually a little bit on the conservative side. So if it's saying 44 millimeters, and that does actually happen, it's probably going to be a little closer to 2 inches, I would think. So Nevertheless, this is, you can see the very bottom, someone asked about Picton. So at the very bottom, you can see Eastern Ontario. We put tornado unlikely. There is some potential for hail when it comes to the, especially into the overnight hours. We're already seeing some small hail, but there could be some bigger hail, maybe through the Ottawa region in the overnight hours. We're seeing on some of the models. So Spectre Gaming on YouTube is saying that the NAM model is forecasting a possible derecho. So a derecho is a big, aggressive, angry squall line of storms that can bring damaging winds to a large area. And that's not entirely out of the question. I mean, there are some big, nasty storms just west of Detroit right now that are moving east. And they look very aggressive right now. So we've heard about some power outages as well, too. I know that, I believe, Oakville, my aunt in Oakville, Aunt Judy, she said that her power is out in Oakville. So we're hearing some reports of outages, maybe because of lightning hitting a tree or something to that regard. But we'll have to see exactly what does occur with that. So hopefully get the power back soon for those folks. We'll have to see. And I'm going to flip over here to check out the latest radar image. Let me just make sure I have the latest one up on the app. And I will flip over to that so you can see the latest radar. We have storms pretty much across the region right now. Very isolated, but a lot of population is being affected at this point in time. So let me show you what we're talking about here. I'll just flip that over now. So here is the current radar. This is on our app again. If you haven't downloaded it yet, instantweatherapp.com, or just search Instant Weather on your Apple's App Store or your Google Play Store, and I'm sure you'll be able to download it there. So that is the current radar frame at the moment. I'm going to hit play on future radar so you can see where they're going. Full disclaimer, this isn't the future radar that comes free with the app. Well, what you're looking at right now does come free with the app, but the future radar that I'm going to hit play on is the $13 a year subscription, which gives you 15-minute intervals and 5 hours of future radar. So let me hit play on that right now, and you can see it's picking up on those storms pretty good. It's pushing them into Sarnia and possibly into the Detroit area around 5-ish. I had a great suggestion on the live stream a couple days ago to put the timestamp above my head, so when I put comments across the screen, it doesn't block it. So that's why you can see the giant timestamp right above my head there. Hopefully that makes it easier to see exactly where these are going. So as you can see, I mean, we're going to get some storms. It's a storm day for sure. For sure. So we're probably going to be live for a lot of the day. I've got some caffeine. I've got some water. I've got some chips and a Reese's peanut butter cup bar. So that should be fine. That's healthy, right? That's not healthy at all. I'm gonna need some fruit at some point in time. That might help. Maybe some actual food. That'd probably be a good thing. Okay, so Anthony says, let me start bringing up some comments here. Anthony says, Keswick looks like it's gonna get hit pretty good. It is possible. It is possible. It looks like some pretty nasty storms around 5 to 7 o'clock in Simcoe County here. So actually, let me zoom this in, see if we can get some more city names to pop up on the app here. Let's see. I can probably get a few more. The future radar is looking pretty wet. That's the guaranteed thing, is there's going to be some precipitation. There's going to be some isolated flooding, most likely. There could be some large hail. We've seen some of the models are showing the potential for pretty large hail, maybe up to 3-4 centimeter, maybe up to toonie or golf ball, potentially. So we'll have to see exactly how that develops over the next little while here. Yeah, so let me just hit stop on that. I want to check in on... Travis had a great view when I went live, but now he's kind of driving on some roads right now, so we'll check in on Travis in a little bit here. I want to double check on these... that storm that's under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Let's take a look at that. So give me just a moment here, and I will pull up exactly who's under what and where and why. So let me make sure I've refreshed. It's funny, when I want to go look to see who's under what warnings, you could go to so many different places. I literally just go to our Facebook page because I know it's going to be up to date. So we've put a lot into auto posting alerts the second they come out on Facebook. So yeah, that's pretty important stuff, I would think. And so that's why I just jump into our page. It seems to be a pretty good spot to do it. So let me just flip over to that quickly. Give me a second, and I will do that. I'll try to answer some of your questions. I'm sure there's 1,000 of them here. Yes, there is 1,000 questions. Someone said, is Niagara going to miss it? Niagara may miss it. But I don't know. Future radar did show some storms moving into Niagara potentially. So we will see. Probably into the overnight hours, I would think. If these storms just continue east, then Niagara will probably see them. But we'll have to see exactly what does happen with that. So let me bring up our Facebook page here. I'll do that right now. And this is the severe thunderstorm watch that Environment Canada issued. Let me just pull that down there. So that was for deep southwestern Ontario, also known as extreme southwestern Ontario. And that would be areas like Leamington, Windsor, Amherstburg, Chatham-Kent, Sarnia, Lambton Shores, and Petrolia, those areas. So that is the severe thunderstorm watch that they issued. There is that severe thunderstorm warning. It may still be in place. I have to double check. And that was for the Kitchener area. Again, Environment Canada is still doing county-based warnings, but they have kind of new trick up their sleeve where if you look in the details of the warning, they say locations impacted include, and that kind of gives you a smaller, more focused area of who's actually going to be affected by that storm. So that's really cool. So we're working on developing some new techniques with that. So on a map like this, we would actually highlight the area of concern. So you would see the full warning, but then you kind of see maybe a darker shade of red highlighting the area that is actually of concern there. So that could be hopefully interesting for those who are in the path. Might be a better way to actually see what's going on. So let me know in the comments if you like that idea. I think it's pretty cool, and I think it will be quite helpful. So it's something we have to work on. It's going to take a little while, but once we actually get it going, it's going to be pretty sweet. So let me just flip back to our radar here. Actually, I want to bring back up our forecast map because I know a lot of folks are wondering if they're going to see severe weather. So let me jump back to the forecast map here, and I will, in the background, poke around and just see if there's any reports here that we can bring up. So much different stuff we have to take a look at the moment. There's so much going on. So let me see here. I'm so glad I closed the window because the lawn is being mowed right now. So that was good timing on my part. Let's see here. Yeah, so that storm that is over Guelph, or just south of Guelph right now. Pretty intense possibility for strong wind gusts on that one. Let me see here. Let me just double check what we're dealing with here. Give me just a second. There is some wind damage reports west of Windsor in Michigan on that line that's moving in. So that line coming into Michigan does look pretty intense. Coming from Michigan does look pretty intense right now. And it will be moving into the Sarnia area pretty soon, and as well into Windsor. The winds aren't too crazy into Windsor, but they may be stronger than radar showing off right now because, again, we were looking at some wind damage there. So we'll have to see how that does develop. Yeah, so that's going to be on top of Essex County pretty quick. And then let's see what's happening with that storm. It's just south of Guelph, sorry. That Aberfoyle that's in right now. So it looks like there's maybe a little bit of hail on there. Some heavy torrential rain and some strong winds. So, yeah, that's pretty intense. Then there's some storms across parts of the GTA as well, too. They look still, I know they're noisy, but they would still be classified as non-severe. And the reason I say that is because severe means, trees are coming down. You're talking about damaging hail. You're talking about flooding. That is considered severe. So lightning, of course, is always severe. But if every single lightning storm got a severe warning, then it would just wash out. It would lose its luster pretty quick, right? When you have a severe thunderstorm warning, and it's just because there's a lot of lightning on it. So again, lightning is always severe. You kind of don't really need an alert for lightning because you can hear it coming. It's Mother Nature's natural alert that the storm is intense. But until it starts to bring down trees, until it starts to cause hail damage on vehicles and trees, that's what we're talking about when we say severe. So those are the things that we're watching closely. So looks like there's some rainfall warnings now for the GTA. I'm hearing. Thank you, Teresa, for letting me know that. So yeah, so she's on her app. She pulled up Scarborough here, and she's got a rainfall warning. So parts of the GTA seem to be now under a rainfall warning, which is basically Environment Canada's flood warning. You know, that's usually what they mean by that. You know, it's like, oh no, rainfall, but it means flooding. That's should be called a flood advisory or something. Maybe at some point in time they can update that. So I'm trying to look. Rocco had a good question. He said, what does isolated severe risk mean? Isolated severe risk means that everybody in the yellow is not going to see necessarily a severe thunderstorm. It means that it's going to be quite isolated. So, I mean, even in the orange, it's possible that some locations will be missed, but there's going to be more widespread severe storms in the orange area. So that's why we went with the severe risk as opposed to isolated. But isolated means, you know, there's going to be severe storms, but they're going to be here and there. So not everybody's going to see a severe thunderstorm. A lot of folks are going to be seeing very noisy storms, as we've already seen today, but are they all going to be severe? That seems fairly unlikely. So that's why we go with isolated. It means there's going to be severe storms, but you're probably not going to see it. Or you might. Or you won't. You may. You may not. Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Leamington. So it looks like deep southwestern Ontario is now under severe thunderstorm warning with that big line of storms that's moving in from Michigan and into Essex County. So it looks like they are with that right now. Gabriel asked, do you think what's coming off of Lake Huron and that line forming southwest could form into an MCS? Which is, you know, MCS is not a derecho, but it's starting to get to that point. Just a big, giant, aggressive, angry squall line. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, there's a ton of energy, right? There's a ton of energy in place, so we'll have to see what does develop. But it's not entirely out of the question. We'll see. We'll see. Can't predict the future. We can try. We can estimate. We just can't perfectly predict it, of course. So Miranda said, can you bring up the temperatures and humidex values on the map? I can. I'd have to pull up. I'd have to do a few tweaks, but that's a good suggestion because it's pretty toasty. At least we're not in British Columbia right now, where they're, you know, how many days are they hitting all-time Canadian heat records? 47 Celsius. So as much as it's hot here, we cannot complain because it's 47 Celsius in British Columbia. So yeah, there's that. Jack asked about Ottawa. So I was just mentioning earlier, on the map we don't show it here, but Ottawa might actually see some hail into the overnight hours. So this map was made last night, so it may need a bit of a refresher. The isolated severe, if I was to make it right now, probably extend it a little further towards maybe Ottawa. In the overnight hours, there could be some marginally severe hail. As we get into the overnight, usually we get inhibition, which can mitigate, it can limit the severe potential at the surface. But you know, we might be getting some severe hail, so we'll have to see how that does develop into the overnight hours. We'll see. We will see. Okay, so probably should take a look at radar and make sure we have the latest frame here. Pretty intense. Let me see what we're dealing with. Yeah, that line coming into Essex County looks pretty wild. Side note, I know I say this on every stream, but I want to emphasize it again. I realize we're using Google Maps on our radar here. So because Google Maps uses population, that's why you see Detroit and not Windsor on the map. If you zoom way into like the way in, you'll finally see Windsor. But the reason that they do that is just because Google bases it on population. So hopefully that clears it up for you folks down there. The nice thing is you have a giant city beside Windsor that you can see from any map. Like even zoomed out all of like North America, you can usually see Detroit on the map. So it's kind of nice that you have a location right beside you that will show you exactly where you are on any map. So if you ever want to figure out where Windsor is, just look for Detroit. It's right there. So it's kind of nice to have that option. I know it's frustrating because you want to see Windsor on there. And Windsor always feels left out. And I can appreciate that because you're right on the edge of the international border. So you can feel left out at times. We had this issue before. Somebody was mentioning this as well too, is that the Future Radar was kind of doing this blocky thing. I think what's happening right now is so many folks are actually using the app that we're spinning up a whole bunch of servers. And then sometimes you can get caught between one server and another server, and it can have missing frames. So that's probably what's happening right there. That's what I'm assuming is happening. So if that does happen, my sincerest apologies. Something we need to work on. We're actually currently working on some better radar caching is what it's called. So we're working on some better stuff so that we have one giant server pulling in all of the radar, and then we have a whole bunch of smaller servers behind it hitting that main server. So that will actually fix this issue. So it's something we're working on right now, and it'll get better. Thank you for your patience on that. It's usually always great. It's just when we have, I'm sure there's like some exorbitant number of folks using the app right now. I don't even know if that's the right term, but there's a giant number of folks using the app right now. I should go look, actually. It's probably shockingly high. So when that happens, you start to run into these, you know, those little edge cases where you're loading between two servers at the same time. We'll work on that, slowly but surely. So just watching Travis's live stream here. He's on the road, but he's under a whole bunch of rain. Not much to see on his stream at the moment, but when he does see something cool, I will bring that up onto the live stream here. Let's see here. Power flickering now, says Steve. Thank you, Steve, for the update. Please let us know where. Megan says, not happy to be moving today. No, that doesn't sound very exciting. I guess end of the month, it kind of makes sense that a lot of folks are going to be moving at this point in time. Interesting. The team is posting something to me here. Kevin is showing me something off of the Exeter radar that I want to go take a look at. Miranda says, oh, there goes my stream again. Miranda says, Adam, weather reporter, singer, and plaid shirt lover. I know I could just wear, like, I normally just wear t-shirts. And I was like, oh, I gotta go live. Maybe I'll put on something with a collar and try to look somewhat less miserable. Oh, Teresa just pulled up the app. Okay, so yeah, there's like a lot of concurrent users right now on the app. Oh my goodness. So that's probably why. Andy says, non-weather question, you use OBS to broadcast? I do. I'm using OBS right now. Yes, I do. Love me some OBS. Somebody said, I think the severe warning has ended for Kitchener. Thank you, Sirens and Thunderbolts. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Spectre Gaming says, Detroit radar is showing 40 to 50 mile per hour winds over a wide area. Yeah, it's going to be pretty nasty in Windsor and in extreme southwestern Ontario for sure. Anne says, hi from Sarnia, Adam. Thank you, Anne. How are you doing? Thank you. Flora says, Windsor just got very dark and windy. Something is coming. Well, you can see it right there on radar. Something is definitely coming. It's going to be pretty nasty here. So let's see how the app's doing. I'm literally using our app right now so you can see what the radar is doing. Sometimes if you hit the instant weather button at the very top, it'll bring you back to the home screen. Sometimes when there's so many users using the app like this, it'll just do the spinny wheel when you go back. So let's see if it does it. Is it going to do it for me? Yeah, exactly. That happens all the time. So if that happens, what the trick to it is you swipe to a different location. So let me swipe to Barrie, and then I will swipe back to, I think I was on Leamington here, and it automatically works. So if you ever see that spinny wheel, just swipe to another location and swipe back, and that will fix it. Something we have to work on. So, oh, and then I'm going to go back to live radar here to see if we have the latest frame. Here is the 250 frame, and that is showing those storms right on the doorstep right now. That's about, that's a 12-minute-old update, so probably going to get a new one pretty soon here, and that would show the storm now approaching. Actually, I'm going to bring up something we're working on here. We're showing it on the previous live stream. We've got some pretty cool new stuff that we're working on, so I want to bring that up on the stream here. So let me flip over to that. This is our new radar tool that we're working on. So we're going to be coming out with that shortly. And let me just tilt the screen here because I can, and it's cool. Sweet. Let me just zoom in on Windsor here. So that storm is, there's Windsor. See, you exist. You exist, Windsor. We see you. Always under the shadow of your big brother Detroit. So there is the current reflectivity right now for Windsor. Raw radar data from Exeter, Environment Canada radar data here, and that looks like a pretty nasty looking storm that's on your doorstep. So let's actually flip over to the wind. This is called velocity radar. It shows the wind values, and a lot of green, which is something. Let me just see here. Yeah, we're looking at some pretty high values, especially coming from the Detroit radar as well too, which is something we need to add to the system. Still got to add all the U.S. radars to it, but we have all the Canadian radars right now. So the Canadian radar is not showing us high values, but the U.S. radar is showing higher values, and that Detroit radar, of course, is closer to Detroit. And I'm seeing some gusts as high as 40. 44 miles per hour was the highest I've seen. Oh, there is a 50 miles per hour. If you want to convert that into kilometers an hour, that's pretty intense. So it's going to be, it's very possible it's going to be marginally severe, if not quite severe, with this storm line moving into Windsor and Essex County right now. So let me flip back to reflectivity, which is what we're all used to. You can see the storms moving in. I'm just going to back this out here, and I am going to animate it for you folks. So let me just hit play, and you can see where the storms are and where they're going right now. All of this white stuff you see here, this is actually very, very, very low values on radar. Normally, if you watch it on our app, we actually have it removed, so you don't see all of that stuff. But all of those very, very low radar values can actually show you cool things like outflow boundaries, where you can see a boundary coming off of a storm, and you can kind of see the gusts from that. So we leave it all up right here on this version, but we're going to have a slider so you can kind of like get rid of some of that, which some people refer to it as noise, but those very, very low radar values right there. So you can see those storms that are moving into Kitchener and eventually out of Kitchener. And you can see that storm that was in Guelph and Oakville now moving out over the water. Toronto is getting some hail right now and some very heavy rain. So let's go take a look at that. Let me just hit stop on the animation. I'm just going to unload and load to make sure we have the latest frame. There we go. And let me just zoom in here. What's happening south of Guelph here? This is interesting. Let me actually just make sure we're all the way tilted out. There we go. So that's an interesting little tail on that storm. Not seeing any rotation on it, thankfully, but it is interesting. I'm going to be watching this very closely. What we do on the live stream is watch a lot of radar signatures to make sure if anything is rotating. Toronto looks pretty intense right now as far as winds are concerned, and maybe some hail as well too. Yeah, it looks pretty nasty in Toronto right now. I don't know if they're under. I know they're under a rainfall warning, I believe, but I don't think they're under. They might be under severe thunderstorm warning. Let me know in the comments. I'll double check here. Toronto is about to be eaten, someone said on Twitter. So yeah, it looks. Let's go over to Toronto here because it looks like Toronto. Yeah, look at these values. Holy moly, there's some strong wind values here for Toronto. Let's flip over to reflectivity and take a look at that storm. You can see the purple here is representative of some hail as well too. So there may actually be some hail moving into Toronto at the moment. I'm going to check some stuff in the background just to see. Let me just zoom out on this, and I will hit play. Actually, I should probably go back. Oh, severe thunderstorm warning issued. I wonder where that's from. That's a good question. That's another thing we need to do with the app. Is it says if you're in the app, it'll pop up and say severe thunderstorm warning, and it just says dismiss. It'd be nice if it said view, and you could actually go to it. It used to do that. Something changed in the iOS stuff that we need to tweak, so we'll get to that slowly but surely. We'll get to all of those little things. So I'm going to actually bring back up the app here to make sure we have the latest. So severe thunderstorm warning for Leamington, we got that one. Windsor, of course, has it as well too. And let me see, do I have, I wonder if I have London. Did London? No, London's got nothing right now. Goddard has nothing. Who got that warning? It was probably... Oh, was it Chatham-Kent? Aha! It was Chatham-Kent got that severe thunderstorm warning. Should have known. Okay, so I'm going to bring up the latest radar here on the app. I'm going to hit play. Hopefully we get a smooth animation this time. We'll see. That looks better. See? Sometimes it... Oh, you can't even see. You're not watching it. Now you are. So sometimes, like I said, you get these... You're hitting two servers at the same time. That's all it is. That's why you get some blockiness. But this looks nice and smooth. We got to spin up servers faster. That's what it would be. So we're on one server now, and that's why we get a nice smooth animation. So as you can see, it's picking up on the current storms pretty good. As you can tell when it goes from past radar to future radar. We use a supercomputer-powered future radar model that works across the world, updates every 15 minutes, and it's about, I think it's 3 kilometer resolution, which is pretty intense. So, but you can really tell when you see the high resolution radar and then it flips to future radar, it gets a little more, people call it like smoother, more bubbly in a way. So it doesn't look as sharp as the past radar, but the upside is we're actually using a model to show the future. Whereas you notice with some apps is they'll take past radar and it's shifting and moving, and as soon as it goes to future radar, it freezes and then it just gets dragged the way it was going. That's useful in some cases, but in a lot of cases that can fail. So that's why it's better to use a high resolution, rapidly updating model. It's definitely a better option when it comes to this kind of stuff. So yeah, there's some pretty intense storms out there right now. We're seeing some pretty high values. Sarnia is about to see some pretty nasty storms as well too. Let me check some stuff in the background here. Just want to make sure I'm keeping an eye on everything that I possibly can. Yeah, Sarnia it's already probably there. It's going to be not very nice. It's not very nice in Essex County. We're seeing some wind damage reports right up to wind damage just west of Essex County from the U.S. So that's probably a pretty nasty storm in the Windsor area. There's a little break in it, and there's going to be more. Let me just double check on a few things here in the background, and I will be with you. That Toronto storm doesn't look very happy. Doesn't look very happy at all. And then the next round is where things are going to get interesting. That round that you're starting to see come off of Lake Huron right now, that is going to be a lot of development. As you can see here in future radar, I mean, into 5, into 6, into 7 o'clock. More for Essex County. Definitely some flooding risk, especially for those areas that see multiple rounds for sure. But yeah, it's Peterborough finally got some storms. I know everybody from Peterborough has been complaining about every storm misses them and there's a Peterborough bubble, but it looks like Deanna's confirming it here. She says thunder rolling in Peterborough. Thank you, Deanna. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Oh, it looks like, I'm sorry, I'm going to move the map up just slightly because it looks like my little banner here saying instantweatherapp.com is actually blocking some parts of Essex County. So hopefully that's a little bit better. I should probably back this up a little bit more so we can maybe see Ottawa out there. I don't know if future radar is going to show anything that way for a little while. It's more into the overnight hours, I think, that we're going to be dealing with storms that way. Someone said a lot of people are reporting rotation in Windsor. Rebecca just mentioned that right now. I was just looking at radar, and I'm not seeing anything. Deanna says, Adam, read rotation warning in Windsor. So, yeah, I didn't see anything too spectacular, but let me double check again. There might be, sometimes radar doesn't pick up on it very well. So, let me see if I can check a few things. If it's there, radar's not really picking up on it very good in the Windsor area. I'm sure there's some nasty looking clouds, and I'm sure there's a lot of movement, but radar's not really picking up on rotation in that area. Not that I can see. But again, you don't necessarily need to see rotation on radar to have spinning storms at the surface. Remember, radar is shooting quite high above the surface. So sometimes you can have this low level rotation that does develop, and that's when you get kind of, land spout tornadoes and that type of thing. So, yeah, if you folks there are seeing rotation, that's not good. Hope everybody's staying safe. I'm sure the clouds are pretty nasty over there right now. But I am not seeing anything of a mesocyclone on radar. Not from what I can see. So I'm pretty sure it's just a lot of motion, a lot of movement. But of course, let me know. I'm going to... I can see the comments, Crystal. I don't know how long ago you sent that one, but probably 2 seconds ago. Chantel says, is Barry in for it? We're in for a lot of rain. Our app is saying 44 millimeters, so we'll see. We'll see. We might see some severe storms as well too. So Deanna says they took cover in the basement at Windsor. I didn't see that back there. Lisa says, Leamington, yes, rotation in Windsor, off at Tecumseh, reported. I just contacted Environment Canada. Interesting. Tactical Captain, how are we doing on Twitch? Says rainfall warning in Port Perry. Thank you very much. Dylan said we have had a tornado in Pickering, Ontario today. We lost power for 5 seconds. Are you sure? Did you see a tornado? Are you sure you had one? Because power outages can happen just from lightning strikes hitting trees and then falling on power lines and that type of thing. So just because the power went out doesn't necessarily mean there was a tornado. Wind damage is obviously possible. Tactical Captain says Toronto's getting a nasty thunderstorm. I know, it looks intense on radar. It certainly does. Dawson says, I'm guessing it's not over for Ajax. There could be some more storms. We'll see. Sil says, how about Newmarket? Yeah, Newmarket might see stuff in that second round there. That second round's going to be pretty nasty, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, we're going to have to watch that closely. We're going to have to watch that closely for sure. So, another severe thunderstorm warning issued. Let me just double check on that. How nasty is Chad I'm going to get, someone said. Relish said, should I be looking south? I don't know where you are, so I can't really tell you. If there's severe storms, you shouldn't be necessarily looking anywhere. But Dominic says it's probably visible rotation from under the whale's mouth under a shelf cloud. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Team member Dominic there. How we doing, buddy? And Jennifer says, what's going on, Lindsay? Yeah, we're going to see some storms probably later, unless you're already seeing them right now. I have to double check. So much radar to watch. Lindsay might actually be seeing storms, so let me check. I'm going to keep an eye on the Windsor area because folks are saying they're seeing some rotation. We're just not seeing it on radar. Nothing's really showing on radar as far as a mesocyclone rotation for Windsor, but Toronto's getting some heavy winds right now. It looks pretty nasty in Toronto. Ajax. Let's see here. Back it up here. Looks like some pretty strong winds and maybe some hail in that area. Give me just a moment. So many things to watch. So many things to watch. Try my best to answer all of your questions as fast as I possibly can. There is I think there's 1 million questions pending. Yeah, it's about 1 million there. So it'd be interesting. It'd be funny if we did a Beetlejuice thing. We gave out a number. And so you're like, I'm number 47,342 on the question list. That would actually be pretty sad. So maybe we shouldn't do that. That would be mean. So let's not do that at all. Let me see here. So I'm going to check a few things. So much to watch. A couple of things I have to check here. Hope everybody's staying safe. There's a lot of lightning out there right now, and there's probably some flooding and some hail. So I hope you folks are staying safe with all of that happening. That is not, you don't necessarily want to be going through that. It's not a lot of fun. For sure. At some point in time, I may have to play a tune, but I think I'm going to be too busy to do that today, so we'll see what happens. But let me know if there's any tunes you want to hear, and I'll try my best to crack out the guitar at some point in time. Before each live stream, I always make sure that I'm tuned up the best I can be, because you never know when I have to crack out a song. Just a couple of things I need to click here in the background, and I will try to get to some of your questions. Let's see what's happening here. Is it raining? I don't think so. Thought I heard some rain, but I'll double check. Looks like there may have been some hail in the Amherstburg area with that line, potentially. Let's see. Okay, so your questions. Oh, severe thunderstorm watch issued, but for where? Let's go find out. I'm going to hit pause on the radar. I'm going to hit the button at the very top of our app that says instant weather. It's going to go back to the main page here. Let me get rid of that timestamp, and I will see who got a watch. Is it London? I bet you it's London. Aha! Yeah, London got a severe thunderstorm watch, it seems. Tilt 2 something to watch, says Harry. Harry, I'm watching. Let me see. I gotta double check on that. So, severe thunderstorm watch for the London area. And let's see who else is getting it. Did Goderich get it? Oh, Goderich's getting it too. This might be a widespread one here. Who else is getting it? Midland? No. Not yet. Kincardine? Not yet. What about Barrie? Let me go find Barrie here. Ottawa? Not yet. Windsor already has a warning and a watch. Barrie? Not yet. Leamington, of course, is already under a warning and a watch. Let me go back to radar here. Get the latest frame and back it up here so that everyone can see the latest radar and where things are going. Okay, so that's the current radar. Let me hit play. Do we get a nice smooth animation again? Hey, it's smooth. All right. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I'm going to check on something that Harry asked me about. He said he noticed a bit of minor rotation. Let me go and take a peek. Interesting. That storm south of Stratford looks interesting right now, but not too crazy. And what is... I'm trying to figure out exactly what Harry showed me there. 1 second. Gotta double check on that. It's calmed down now. Oh, okay. Thanks for the heads up on that. Where was that? I see. Oh, it was a little bit of minor rotation in LaSalle. It's pretty minor, though. It's calmed down now. Thanks, Harry. Appreciate that. It's nice to have extra eyes on the radar to help me out, because I can't look at everything at once. Toronto looks nasty right now. I'm sure it is pretty nasty there. Looks like there is actually some... Just as that storm went over the lake, there might actually be a water spout south of Toronto over Lake Ontario right now, based on the Buffalo radar. Looks kind of nasty there. Oh, I can't wait to get King City radar back. So sweet. It's going to be so sweet to get an upgraded King City radar. It should be soon. It should be soon. July, I think, is what they're estimating. Interesting. Yeah, so it looks like there might be some rotation right over Lake Ontario, south of Toronto. I wouldn't be surprised if they put out a water spout-based squall advisory there. Or squall warning, we'll have to see. So, someone said there, Armanda said funnel clouds seen in Windsor. Tactical Captain said, City of Toronto finally got a severe thunderstorm warning at 3:18. Okay. That seemed a little bit on the late side, but to be fair, the Environment Canada office is in Toronto, so they can decide firsthand if it's severe or not. First-hand knowledge right there. Someone said there was a funnel cloud in the Windsor area. I'm not seeing any definitive rotation on radar. However, over Lake Erie, south of Willowwood, south of Amherstburg, excuse me, there might be some rotation over Lake Erie, actually. But it looks like it's going to stay south of land. Oh, maybe it's actually going to move to the northeast. Gotta watch that. Keep an eye on that. This is our live stream. It's me staring at my phone and staring at radar the whole time and muttering to myself. All of these thoughts would normally be in my head, and I don't speak them out loud. But this is what happens. This is our live stream. Me talking to myself and trying to answer your questions. Trying my best. Let's go look at raw radar for a second here, and let's see. So much happening. This is your future radar. Oh, I don't have it on the one with the nice times. There we go. I put the nice timestamp on. Hopefully that makes it a little more clear. Above my head here. There's the time. So it's showing past and then the estimated future radar. And as you can see, there's more storms to come. It looks busy. Looks like it's going to be busy. I need caffeine. That's fantastic. Okay. Let's see here. Ba-ba-ba-ba-boo. Brody says, "Hey Adam, how are you? I'm good. Thanks for asking. Appreciate it." What is Oshawa looking like? It's a good question. Let's go see. Let's go see what Oshawa's looking like. That Sarnia storm looks pretty nasty. Look at this. Hold on, I gotta flip over to this. This looks nasty. But before I do that, let me check on. Oh, Travis is not live anymore. Not sure why. Maybe he's waiting for that second line. But keep an eye on Travis and see what's happening with him. I wonder if we can get a webcam from Sarnia right now, because it does not look happy. Hold on, I think there is a webcam right in Sarnia. See if we can get a shot from this storm. We do have a shot from that storm. Let me bring that up. Let's see how this looks. Okay, so this was from Sarnia. That doesn't look very happy. That was 10 minutes ago, and here's the current frame. So obviously that shelf has gone over Sarnia right now. Let's go back a bit. This is that storm approaching. You can see the giant, I mean, look at, oh, hold on a sec. I'll highlight the whole thing. You can see this giant anvil above the storm. And then getting closer. And then that is quite a shelf. We've got a little bit of a lowering here, a little base. That is a pretty nasty looking storm that went through Sarnia. And then now it's just like intense rain and maybe some hail. Let's actually check out the south view, see if we can get a different perspective on it here. Nah, the south view didn't really show us that much. How about the east view? Nope, it's just like sunny. And what about north? Well, north gives us a little bit of that storm moving in and then just rain. But that west view was crazy. That shot right there is pretty wild. Oh wait, where was it? There we go. That's not a happy looking storm moving in. Holy. Somebody report damage? Very possible. Hold on a second. Whoa. I gotta check something. There are so many storms going on. I'm gonna be pulled in 100 directions. If I miss something, my apologies. I can only watch so much at the same time. That storm over Lake Ontario south of Toronto, it's got some pretty strong waterspout potential there. I would not be surprised if there was a report of a waterspout over Lake Ontario south of Toronto. But not moving towards Toronto, moving away from it. That was the storm that was in Toronto. It looked pretty nasty on radar. Pretty strong winds on that. I need more screens. Today I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screens, and I need more. At some point in time, I'm going to switch to VR. It's just gonna be me with a VR headset on, and then in the VR land, I can have a million screens. I think that at some point in time, I'm gonna switch to that. But let's go back to our radar here. There we are, and I'm gonna double check on raw radar to see if we can get some detailed updates here for some folks. But that storm, hold on, you got to see this. This looks nasty. Look at this storm in Sarnia. It's got that kind of like flying dragon shape to it, where it's got this head on it. And it's sometimes, if anybody remembers the song Bookend Vortex, sometimes this curls back and you start to get a bookend vortex right in here. So it's quite a bowing segment right there. Just trying to look at some. Let me see here. This is a nasty looking storm. Holy moly. Let me just load the latest frame. That is the latest frame right there. I'm watching this little storm right here that's moving kind of northeast into Essex County. It had just the tiniest little bit of rotation on it. It doesn't look as bad now, but I want to keep an eye on it. It's that like, when there's those little storms, you're like, I'll keep an eye on that one, and then I go and check 25 other storms, and I forget about that little guy, and that might be the little guy to watch. What are these little storms doing? Like, what is this little Stratford? What do you think you're doing? Isolated storm mania around here. No, nothing going on there. Maybe some strong winds. There's a lot of by the way, there's a lot of noise on the new Canadian radars, like a crazy amount of noise and velocity. Like all of this, you would think it's rotation, but it's not, it's just noise. So it's very, very difficult to read. The new Canadian radars, there's so many upsides to them. They're way better with precipitation. They're better at determining if there's hail. But for rotation, they're so noisy. Oh, man. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a big challenge. Some very strong winds here. Cambridge, those look like pretty strong winds right there. Those could be intense. Actually, we have an update for this that I think was pushed, but it wasn't actually put onto the server yet. So I'm going to see if we can actually get our developer, one of our developers here, to put it up here. Now, I'm hoping that those changes won't break this, and that would be because we're still in development stage with this new radar system we're working on here. So, you know, me being like, yeah, push the changes while I'm live, and then it doesn't work. That would suck. But I think we're okay. I have faith. What's going on in Petrolia? Is there actually a storm there? Let me see. Is it that crazy, nasty storm we were talking about? Let's see. It is. What is going on there? There's something happening. It's on tilt 2. Interesting. Gotta keep an eye on that. How many things do we have to keep an eye on here? Everything. But that is one. This is a beast of a storm here. That whole line right there is a beast. Let's do a little tilting because we have the ability. Sorry if my hand's a little shaky here. But there's some tilt action going on. That's right. We can tilt things. Isn't that nice? I like tilting things. Okay. So here are the current storms. And let me back it up a bit here so we can see more of the region. And hey, let's animate it because we've got the skills. We've got the animation skills here. Here we go. All right. All right. That's right. I can't wait to have all of you use that. I think we're going to call it Instant Weather Pro, but I think it might be, we'll be able to put it into the existing app. We'll see. There's still some question marks there. Holy moly. Yeah, that is a nasty looking storm. Hold on a second here. That is a nasty looking storm. Some pretty strong winds north of northeast of Sarnia, going into Plimpton, Wyoming, Ontario, Highland Glen. Yeah, Highland Glen for sure. That is one aggressive storm. Is that under a severe thunderstorm warning? Give me a second here. I gotta check. It says severe thunderstorm warning on the iPad. Maybe that was it. 1 second here. That is a nasty looking storm. Hold on a second. There's a lot of things I gotta check here in the background. Give me just a moment. Give me a moment and I will check. It's gonna be a long day, folks. Are you with me on this? Are we gonna spend some time together? Are we gonna get this done? We can do it. Yeah, Sarnia is under severe thunderstorm warning as of 3 minutes ago. So that whole area should be under severe thunderstorm warning, which is good. Good, because that looks pretty nasty right now. That does not look good. Heavy rain reported in Peterborough. By the way, if you're on the app, I know it's not the easiest process to do, but if you hit report weather and you go through like the report weather page and you enter some stuff in and hit send, I actually get to see it immediately on my report sheet here. So if you have something to report, I know that report sheet is not the easiest. We're going to make that reporting system so much easier. We did a whole bunch of development on it, but it got put on hold for other things like the widget, and there's a whole, and this system that we're working on right now, there's a whole bunch of stuff. We only have a very, very small developer team, and we've got so many things that we need to and want to build. But if you report something, like someone just from Peterborough reported heavy rain, I can see that immediately on this screen right here. Out of all of these screens, I can see it on that one. And I immediately know someone reported hail in Toronto. I saw that immediately through the app. So I can see that right on a report sheet, which is really cool. So I know it's not the easiest process, but if you want to get a report to me, if it's harder, if I'm not seeing stuff in the comments, and you want to get a report to me, then please, please, please send it on the app and I will see it immediately because it's hard for me to see every comment. Let me see here. Miranda said, Lakeshore, Ontario near Belleville River, funnel cloud reported. Someone sent you pictures, Miranda said. Thank you very much. I'm going to go check that. Lori says, what's the app name? So let me put that in the comments right now. Get our free app at instantweather.ca/app. P.S. It's free. Smiley face. Enter. There. I'm going to post that on all of this stuff. So I put a link in the comments on all the different pages here. Someone asked about St. Thomas. Diane said, St. Thomas, anything? Yeah, St. Thomas is going to see some storm. I mean, that line's probably going to move towards St. Thomas. It looks like it right now. So that looks pretty wild. Lori says, the app is amazing. Thank you so much, Lori. And again, thank you to all those who have upgraded the radar. If you go to the menu and you click upgrade radar, we have subscriptions as inexpensive as like 50 cents a month. So $6 for the year. And that will give you 5 hours of future radar, and it will also remove ads from the app, so you get a nice full screen view. But yeah, it's a huge thank you to those who have done that. You are the reason we're able to offer the app for free to everybody else. So thank you so much. Thank you kindly, and especially to those who have done like the $13 a year subscription. It really does help our team. And with the $13 one, you get 15-minute intervals. So that's what we're showing on the streams as well too. So Irene says, love the app. Well worth the money too. Thank you so much. Thank you. Again, it's free. Like 99% of the app is free. But if you do subscribe, you get 5 hours of future radar and you get no ads on the app. So thank you so much. Diane says, hold on, there's so many comments I can't even get to them. Diane says, Barry or Oro Medante. I'm in Barry right now and we're okay right now, but there's going to be probably some pretty nasty storms happening over the next little while. Somebody sent a test report through the app, and I saw it. So if you were sending the test to see if I saw the test, I can see it. So I know the report sheet is giant and it's convoluted. You don't have to fill it all out. If you just want to put like rain in the city and hit send, that'll work. You don't have to put in like we put all those extra details for like tornado reports and stuff and damage reports. But if you go to the app and you just like go to like heavy rain and then you put like Barry and you hit send, I'll see it right here. Right there. It's actually there. I'm inverted. It's this way, but it's actually over there. Anyways, that's how it goes. But yeah, so Diane, we might see some pretty big storms later, so we'll see. Judith says, just downloaded. Thank you so much, Judith. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you kindly to all those who are using the app and are enjoying it, and it really does make a big difference. Somebody said something very nice here. I wanted to bring it up. Oh, Nick said he DM'd some pictures from Amherstburg. Excuse me. Stacy says, how do you report something? I'll show you right now. Hold on a sec. Let me see. Let me bring up the latest. So let me flip to the app here and I'll show you. I'll walk you through the steps. So if I go back to the app, if you notice, we're on the days button. So there's minutes. If you look in the gray bar that's like up here above me, there's a gray bar. It says live radar, report weather. That's the one. It's right there. And then it says days, hours, and minutes, right? So the minutes is cool because you can see like where the storms are, where they're coming, like exactly. You can see these little rain animations. Let's see if we can find some rain animations. There we go. You can see like the little rain trickling down and the little wavy thing showing you precipitation. And then we have hours. It goes out like 10 days. It actually goes further than 10 days. If you keep swiping, it goes a little bit further than 10 days, by the way. Pro tip. And then, of course, we have days. On days, too, don't forget to like press on the blue bar because it'll open, and then you get to see more details. So you get to see thunderstorms may contain strong gusty winds. This is for Leamington. And even in the evening, it says thunderstorms that may contain strong gusty winds. So, yeah, you get all those details. Of course, you click on the severe thunderstorm warning. It drops down. You get to see all these details. Even the fact that we're live streaming right now, I sent that out through the app. Yeah, so if you want to know exactly when we're live streaming, all of that kind of stuff. We also send out updates for like rotation. If everybody knows, the Chatsworth area got hit by an EF2 tornado a few days ago. Our thoughts are obviously with those who were affected by it. We didn't hear of any injuries or fatalities, which is fantastic. So that's great. But yeah, like we sent out on the live stream, I typed out rotation. I put a minor rotation detected 19 minutes before that tornado touched down. So we were able to give the folks there a huge heads up. Yeah, well before that tornado touched down. So if you want to get those updates, get the app, right? Oh, look at everybody's putting in reports. I can see them. Very dark and windy in Oil City, south of Petrolia. Thank you. Let's see here. Someone did a test. Someone just sent a blank report. Nonstop thunder in Pickering, I'm hearing. Flooded roads in Kitchener. Thank you very much. Someone put a test from Drayton. Thank you. Windy, gusty in Emeryville. Thank you. Please make it stop testing in Brampton. Please select one in Whitby. Thank you. Like literally, that's the thing is everybody thinks when you do the report sheet, you actually have to. Let's see if I hit the report weather button, what happens? Oh, so it's going to open up a browser. Okay. Yeah, so that's what it does. It opens up a browser to our website, and then you can see the report weather page, right? So, yeah, like right through the app. So you just click on one of these, and then you can go through all the different reporting options. We have a million of them. Actually, got a little silly near the end. There's like unicorns and stuff. Let's not talk about it. But then you could put a link to a video. You could put further details. But you don't have to put any of this stuff. You can just literally put like your town. You can select what you're experiencing, select your town, and hit send. You don't have to put in your name or your email or your phone number. You don't even have to put in the time. Like we'll see the time that the report was sent. The only reason the time is there is just in case you're reporting something that happened like a while ago. So let's say like 2 hours after a tornado, you're like, oh, a tornado happened 2 hours ago. So you can go in there and put in the details. And then just hit submit report at the bottom. That's it. It'll send it to us. So yeah, so that is our little reporting weather thing right there. So if you use that, sunny and beautiful day in London, says Bradley. Thank you very much. Little windy, but blue skies in Midland I'm seeing here. This is great. Everybody's sending reports. I love it. I love it. It's fantastic. It's great. Okay. So let's see here. Really even a pothole. I don't know what you're talking about here. So hold on a second. I have no context. Share it to Facebook. Okay, by the way, if you're on Facebook, please join our new Facebook group. Side note, Sabrina says it won't let me look at the radar on the app. So there's a few Android devices that hate our app for some reason. It's something we need to work on. There's like 5% of Android devices that for some reason hate the radar on our app. It's very tricky. Android has like 1,000 different devices, so it's very difficult to develop for. But yeah, so our apologies if it's not letting you look at the radar. We'll have definitely some improvements on that in time. But our apologies for that. So Viv says, I wish there was a way to exit out of the report tab because I always hit it by accident when I hit radar on my phone. So actually, to clarify, the report tab actually opens up your browser. So it actually gets out of the app and goes to your browser. As you can see here, it opened up Google Chrome for me, right? So when that happens, just open up your apps. I don't know which device you have. Like, I mean, for like an iPhone, you swipe up from the bottom, and then you can see all your apps, and you click on the different one. Just go back to the app. So it opens up a separate browser. So you just have to go back to the app. So just go find the app. If you have it on your home screen, click on that. It'll open back up the app. So because we open it up in a separate app, it makes it so that it's a bit, I guess it's a bit tricky to get back. So something we're working on. However, we're going to improve this big time. This is going to be built right into the app. It's going to be like the click of a button. You're not going to have to go and type in, you know, Barrie or whatever. You're not going to have to type in Windsor. It'll just be like click, click. It'll automatically work, and it'll be based on your location. But so many, look at all these reports coming in. It's fantastic. Gray clouds rolling quickly into London. Unicorn running down the middle of the road in Oshawa. Amherstburg. Sent pics via report. Oh, thank you. You sent pics via report. Okay. I can see that because I've got the email over here as well, too. Hot as a bleep, someone said in Chatham. Clear skies in Dundas. Sun with clouds, distant thunder. Look at all this. This is great. Audible thunder, no visible lightning in Cortis. Oh, pronounced, and then I don't have that. Hold on a second. I got to expand that. Pronounced Kurt. 1 second. Let me make that a little bigger. Pronounced Curtis. Oh, Curtis. Cortis is Curtis. See, I never knew that. It's fantastic. Somebody actually explained how to pronounce their name. It's obviously people get it wrong all the time. But thank you. I appreciate that. Still sunny in Baysville. Will Perry Sound get hit by a storm? Hold on a second. I see the hack happening here. Somebody's using the report thing to ask their question. No questions. Yeah, please keep the questions in the comments and keep the reports in the report page. We need to keep those separate, please. Will Perry Sound get a storm? Is their report. We lost internet. Many places without power. Friends saw power line. Sarnia, Petrolia. Oh, wow. So obviously some wind damage in reported power outages in Sarnia. See, this is what I need to see. This is important. I've never used this feature, just a test from Santa in Sudbury. Thank you very much. You were telling us about a new Facebook group. See, hold on a sec. This is just becoming the comment feed. Let's go back to the comment feed now. Okay, I'm bringing my attention back to the comment feed. What's happening? What's the new Facebook group called? Ah, okay. It's the same name as one of our Facebook pages. So it's called Ontario Stormwatch, but it's the Facebook group. And the cool thing about that is when you post it, the whole community gets to see it. So if you post in the comments, a lot of people get to see it. But if you post it in the group, then it's like on the main wall that everybody gets to see. So I'm going to put a link to that. So if you're on Facebook, check out our new group. You can either search for Ontario Stormwatch and look and click like the groups tab, or you can just go straight to this link, which is going to be facebook.com/groups/Ontario Stormwatch. There we go. That was pretty quick that the the reporting page turned into the comment feed. You folks are funny. That's hilarious. Okay, what are we looking at? We're just looking at a report page. Let's go to something reasonable here. So let's go back to our new radar that we're working on that nobody has yet, but it's super duper awesome fancy. That's right, super fancy. Okay, so let me unclick and load again. Make sure we have the latest. That storm in Petrolia in Sarnia looks super duper nasty. Let's take a look at velocity here. Give me 1 second. I don't like the look of that. Let me look at a few other things here. Whoa, very, very strong winds now off of that. Holy moly. Is that even showing here? Hold on, that's the one update. 1 second here. Let me go back to reflectivity. We're looking at some very strong winds off that line now. Very, very strong. This whole area right here, so north of Petrolia. So let's see if I can get some more stuff. Forest. Yeah, Guston Grove. Forest probably already got hit. Thetford. Park Hill. That Port Franks is about to experience that storm, and it looks crazy strong. It's getting way stronger. I'm seeing 65 mile per hour gusts. Somebody do the conversion on that, please. 65 mile per hour. What does that work out to in kilometers an hour? That is intense. Attention Adam, reports of a big hook and storm south of Toronto over the lake. Thank you, Miranda. Shelby's like, Miranda, use the reporting thing on the app. Yeah, I mean, either works. I can see that, and I can see this. But obviously, if it's, yeah, both work. Yeah, that storm south of Toronto looked like it was probably producing a water spout. It looks intense. But it's over the water, so unless you're on Lake Ontario, like literally on the lake, you're okay. But this storm right now, holy moly. Going into Thetford, if you're in Port Frank's Thetford, you're looking at it looks like an intense downburst. That looks really strong. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. It looks pretty nasty. Holy moly. On Exeter radar, which is really close to that storm, so that's the best one. 65 was the highest I saw. 65 mile per hour winds on that storm. That is crazy. That is not good. Holy moly, so many reports now. Okay. Images sent. Thank you for the images. Lots of reports of lots of different images and videos coming in. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to go take a look at those in just a second. And look at this thing. This storm is intense. If you are in the path of this right here, this is where the crazy winds are right here. You want to see them? I'll show you them. We got the new update here. Watch this. Look at these winds. Let me go to like the full, let me put it to full, yeah, you got to see this. Baby blue is a bad color. This is a terrible, terrible color. This is so bad. On our new update, the city names will actually be, I can leave it at that opacity and the city names will be above it, but I got to bring it down to 0.5 right now so we can see. But Thetford needs to get to a safe place immediately. These are incredibly strong winds. Like, these are dangerous, dangerous winds. That's it. I'm doing a custom update because this is insane. 1 second here. I got to send a custom update to the folks that are in the path of that because that is crazy. They're going to get smashed by that storm. They obviously already did because we're seeing some power outages in Petrolia kind of area. But I mean, this is crazy strong. Let me zoom that out and take a look at it here. Okay, so I'm going to do this in the background. You can't see it, but I'm creating a polygon right now. I just want to make sure that everybody in the path of that thing is getting to a safe place. Which way is it going? Let's animate it here. Hold on a second. Let me hit play on the animation and we'll see. You can see how it intensifies right here. It's getting stronger and stronger, and it's going that way towards South Huron, towards St. Mary's. Yeah, that thing looks nasty. And it was right over Forest, right? Let me just make sure. Right over Thetford and right over Forest. And so Forest just got hit. So if anybody's in Forest right now, I'm sure you are already experiencing how insane that is. Yeah, that looks really, really strong. Really strong. Let's see, is it that far north? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go from here and down. That looks very intensely strong. 1 second here. Okay, I'm going to put an update here right now. 1 second. I got to send those folks an update because this is insane. So, damaging winds detected. Winds detected. What is the time here? It's 3:52, so by the time I'm done this, it'll be 3:53. Dangerous wind gust being detected on radar. Please take shelter in the path of this storm. Keep it simple like that. That looks good. Yeah, that's it. Keeping it simple as that. Include locations, blah, 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 blah. Let me make sure that okay, that looks insane. I'm going to send that right now, so a whole bunch of people in the path of that storm are going to get that notification. I'm sure they're already under severe thunderstorm warning, but it's insane. They need to know. Somebody sent me a photo from Amherstburg, which kind of looks like a funnel cloud, but it also kind of looks like it also could be Scud. Thetford looks crazy. If you're in Thetford, you need to be in a safe place. If you're in Park Hill, this is on your doorstep. If you are Port Franks as well too, Alyssa Craig, Nairn, West Gillivray, Ilderton potentially, Adelaide, Poplar Hill. I just sent out a notification. That thing is crazy strong. Crazy strong. I always forget to put stuff on Instagram because you have to post it by hand, but I'm going to do that right now. Give me 1 second here. This storm is crazy strong. It's going to pass maybe to the north of London. I think to the north of London. St. Mary's is probably in its path, as you can see right here on the stream. Yeah, that looks crazy strong. Okay, so I always forget to post this stuff on Instagram, so I'm going to do it right now. Everybody remind me to post stuff on Instagram, because I got to do it by hand. It's a pain in the butt. But I think the folks there need to know about it. It is insane. Those wind gusts are off the charts. Insane. So they need to know about it bad. 1 second here. Yeah, it's nuts. That's the strongest storm we've seen today. 1 second here. I'm just going to post this to Instagram. We're at Ontario Blizzard on Instagram. If anybody's on Instagram, join us there, please. We can't always post everything because it's by hand. We don't have the automation system there. It doesn't exist on Instagram. But I'm going to post this to Instagram. Yeah, this is nuts. Okay, 1 sec here. Let me see, and share. There, Instagram, I finally sent you something, because it's too insane not to post on Instagram. I didn't post it on LinkedIn. We need to get LinkedIn automated. We're on too many platforms, but we're just trying to be where everybody is. You know, we want to help, so. But that storm is insane. What other storms are happening right now? I've been really focused on this storm because it's crazy, but let me take a look elsewhere. 1 second. Okay. So let's make sure we have the latest frame. Just going to reload here. That storm, though, look at it. It's crazy. That is a nasty storm. There's a couple other storms here that look pretty insane, so I want to go take a look at them too. But that thing is a classic, angry-looking storm. That is not. That is a very classic, severe, dangerous-looking storm. St. Mary, says Janice. Yeah, it's possible. 104 kilometer an hour, someone said. Just sent you a Facebook PM on your personal account. A shelf cloud over Grand Bend is from their live webcam. Oh, there's the shelf cloud of that storm. Thank you, Miranda. Appreciate that. Oh, I see that here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, we might be able to get that up on the stream as well, too. There's a Grand Bend beach cam right now of the shelf right now. Oh, man. Wow. Holy moly. Yeah, we can get that up. 1 second here. Let me try to get this up here. I'm going to flip back to our radar. So from our app here, give me 1 second. There is the radar on our app. Let me hit play. So let's see what the latest future radar is showing us where these storms are going to go. And I'll try to get that up in the background here. Give me 1 second. That looks bananas. That shelf cloud looks crazy. 70 mile per hour wind, says Harry. That's 112 kilometers an hour on that storm. That's moving northeast of Sarnia right now to potentially north of Petrolia. Oh, sorry, north of London, I meant. And let me see if I can get. I want to get the. I want to get this up on the screen here. 1 second here. See if I can. There's a good one. I can get this up on the screen here. Yeah, I can do this right here. So watch this. This is what Miranda was bringing to my attention. Thank you, Miranda. I appreciate it. This is the shelf cloud from that storm right there. And this is from lambtonshores.ca. And that is the shelf cloud looking south on that storm that has those crazy winds right now. So that is the storm you're looking at right now, which is bananas. Radar looks really, really strong. It's not a good thing. That's pretty dangerous. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I should say that, actually. I'm going to do that right now. 1 second. transition back to radar here. Save that image. Okay, so that's wild. Hope everybody's staying safe in the path of that storm because it looks crazy. We're talking about winds of 112 kilometers an hour potentially. A severe thunderstorm warning has ended. I'm not sure which one, but I'll double check. Holy moly. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, getting some reports of hail. I got so many things on radar I gotta check. That storm is strong. It is really strong. What else? What else? What else? What else? Take a look at a few things here in the background. Looks like there's a storm brewing over right near Keswick right now. Let me know what you're experiencing in Keswick. That storm looks pretty nasty on radar here. So let me know what's happening for the folks in Keswick at the moment. It looks pretty nasty for sure. Tom says, Adam, you need a team. It's a big province. I have a team. They're telling me stuff in the chat right now. I'm just the only one on the live stream. But yeah, we definitely need a team. It is a big province. Not covering the north right now, just southern Ontario, but it's a big area. You're right. I hear you, Tom. We have a team of about 29, I think. I think there's 29 folks in our team. So, you know, not all of them are active at all times, but some of them chime in and say at the right time and say, Adam, you got to check this out. And it really helps. So huge kudos to our team. Again, huge thank you to everybody who's sending in stars, those who are sending super chats on YouTube. Yeah, those who have become a supporter on Facebook. Huge, 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 huge thank you to all of those folks. Those who are upgrading the radar to get 5 hours of feature radar and to remove ads. Huge thanks. And I love water. That's nice. Let me see here. Nothing in London. D. Fleming says, app says the storm will hit us in Midland around 6:30. That's possible. Please look at the harbor cam in Grand Bend. Looking very ominous, says Miranda. Thank you. It didn't... The harbor cam. I think I need to refresh. It doesn't look like this page automatically refreshes, but yeah. I'm looking at it. Grand Bend Pier looks very strong. Looks very aggressive. I hear you. Yeah, those winds are insane. East of Port Franks, Walden Place. Heading towards Mount Camel right now. West McGillivray, Park Hill is kind of in it. Thetford's kind of in it. Maybe Grand Bend might actually get some of that. I know there probably is a lot of folks camping. Dashwood, Huron Park. It might actually head right to the Exeter radar here. Maybe Lucan. Harry says that he thinks aiming a little bit more at Stratford, maybe. Yeah, probably. Now, it's kind of turning north, eh? If you watch Harry, it's actually pushing north. So it might be actually be heading for Exeter, Lucan, Huron Park, Kirkton, Fullerton. I think it's moving a bit further north, Harry. 1 second here. Someone said they lost all my audio randomly. Yeah, that happens sometimes. If the screen just goes gray and then comes back for some reason, I don't know. It's weird. I think it's my computer. My computer's overwhelmed with too much going on here. So, Zeta says, will Collingwood, Blue Mountain see any rain anytime soon? It's possible. It is possible. Oh, can't see Windsor Leamington on screen. Thank you, Candy, for bringing that up. because I have the big banner there. So let me actually back that up a little bit so you can see. Whoa, future radar lost its mind there. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go back to the main page. Let's see if we get spinny wheel. We might. Again, if you ever get spinny wheel, what do? You swipe to another location, and then you swipe back. See? You see? It just solves it every time. We got to fix that. Drive me nuts. Okay. Also, you can tilt the radar if you use 2 fingers and tilt it. So here's the current storms. They're insane. They're not all insane, but the one that is near Grand Bend is crazy. So let's make sure that everybody can see most of the area. Got all the way to Cornwall. From Detroit to Cornwall. From Niagara to Britt. We like to cover our Southern Ontario area. We also have a page for Northern Ontario. If you're in Northern Ontario, we have a page called Instant Weather Northern Ontario. It is completely dedicated to Northern Ontario. It only posts alerts and forecasts for the Northern Ontario area. So please jump on the page. And if you're in Northern Ontario, as opposed to getting mad at us for not covering the Northern Ontario area on the stream, sometimes I go live in Northern Ontario as well too. If something's crazy in Northern Ontario, then I definitely go live there. So can't be everywhere at once at all times, but we try our best here. So we try our best. Lots of reports. Thank you so much. It's fantastic. I see them all there. That's great. 1 second here. So much to do. Zippity doo dah, zippity day. Okay, so good work, much appreciated, says Eddie. Thanks so much. Glad to help. Someone says rotation north Brantford. Let me double check. Thank you for letting me know. Sure. But on Exeter? I see. No. It's pretty weak. There's a little bit. There's a teensy weensy bit. That's a good storm to keep an eye on, though. Thank you very much. Around kind of St. George. There's some noise there that looks like a stronger rotation. The rotation is actually in the north where it's that soft green. Here, I'll show you on the stream. Let me pull that up right now. 1 second here. I wonder if Travis is live again. No, he's not live at the moment. 1 second here. Let me get the latest radar. I can't believe the look of that storm. That Grand Bend storm is bananas. Bananas. Okay, so let me flip over to raw radar here. 1 second. Oh, I gotta get rid of this, and that will fix that. There we go. So this is the storm you're talking about north of Brantford. And if I flip over to velocity to show you, this is actually where I'm seeing the rotation right here, but this is actually noise. It doesn't actually line up. If we bring that right to the bottom of the screen so you can see, and then I flip back to reflectivity, you can see what looked like rotation there is actually not even lined up with the storm. So I think that was actually noise, but there is actually a little bit of weak rotation right here that does line up with the storm. So if I back it up a few frames here, and we can see as it moves in, it actually looked better right here. This actually looked like a little bit of weak rotation there near St. George. It's pretty weak and it's pretty soft. Let's animate it here so you can see. So we're watching that for sure. Let's go actually look. 1 second here. I want to go to a higher tilt, a little bit higher up in the storm. For those, to clarify, there's a lot of cool apps out there that you can use to look at radar, to look at raw radar data. So there's Radar Omega and there's Radar Scope. And then this is actually something we're working on for our own. This is something cool because you can tilt it and it works super fast. Like as you see, the loading is super fast and the animations can be super, super quick without flaw. It's something we're working on. We're working on our own raw radar product here. So that's what you're looking at right at the moment. But yeah, so let me bring it back to reflectivity. There's definitely some hail on that storm there, north of St. George. So that's what that purple is. So there's probably some small hail on there as well too. This is south of Cambridge we're talking about at the moment. But let's go back to the storm that is blowing my mind right now. Actually, I do want to take a look at that Keswick storm. Let's go take a look at this. Can't wait to get King City back. It's going to be so much nicer to be able to look at that. There's some pretty strong winds near Mount Albert. This is also on the edge of radar. So it's hard to really say if the edge of radar is giving us a proper representation of what's happening. But this storm, you can already see it. Look at this thing. It is crazy. North of Park Hill, moving northeast towards South Huron. If you're in South Huron, if you're in Centralia, if you are in the path of the storm, probably Exeter. This thing is like, so I want to show you what I was talking to Harry about earlier, is that this actually looks like it's moving a bit more north. You can see it kind of looks like it's going east, and then it's kind of angling to the north. So it's trying to go east, and then it goes north. North. So it's northeast direction. This is going right towards Exeter. This is going right towards one of the only radars we have. We'll have to use all US radars if this thing gets hit. Please miss the radar. You can see where the radar is right here. You see this little CASET, this little circle here, right? That is where the radar station is. This is going right towards the radar. Don't hurt the radar. Oh no. Oh dear. Please don't hurt our radar. We need cassette. Desperately need cassette. That would be terrible. Please don't hurt our radar. It's the only one we got. I mean, we have, thankfully, we're surrounded by the US, so we were able to get Detroit radar, we're able to get Buffalo, Cleveland. We have other options. It's not the end of the world if this thing goes down, but we don't have King City right now. King City is down, so there's going to be this giant gap of no data, and it's going right towards the radar. Don't you dare. Please don't. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Oh, dear. Keep an eye for the latest frame here. We might actually have another frame. Exeter, hold on, I'm messaging the team right now. In the crosshairs. Oh no. Hopefully you can see that this photo was taken outside. Someone sent me a photo. Oh, and I can actually click the link. Oh, that's cool. So if you do take a photo and you put it on Facebook, and then you send me the link to that photo through our reporting page, I can actually click it and see it, which is pretty sweet. Okay, 1 second here. 1 second. Open a new tab so I don't get out of that tab, and then I can see Kevin's photo. Wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, is that a flooding? Am I looking at flooding there? Because if that's flooding, that looks crazy. Updated his cover photo. Let me know, Kevin, if that's flooding, because that looks wild. The storm looks pretty interesting. Taking outside his balcony in Belleville. Oh, so maybe some flooding in Belleville. That's not good. Thank you for sending me that report. Appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you kindly. Let me just bring that back here 1 sec. Oh, this mouse pad is losing it. There we go. Okay. Okay, so... Oh, man. Let's go see if we get another frame here. Hold on, let me hit pause. Please don't hit our radar. Oh, it's right on top of it. This is a nasty storm. I know I'm laughing about the radar getting hit. Who cares about the radar getting hit? I care about the people that are in the path of this. If you're in South Huron, if you're in Exeter, you need to be getting to a safe place, because this is a very strong storm. This is a strong storm that is heading. These are dangerous wind gusts. This may not necessarily be a tornado. It doesn't look like a tornado. It looks more like a downburst kind of signature. But if this is a downburst signature, this is very strong. This is going to be, trees are going to be coming down. Hydro poles could come down. Power's probably going to go out. Yeah, it could be a big problem for those who are in the path of the storm. So if you are in the path of that storm, if you are in South Huron, if you're in Exeter, I wouldn't just hang out. I'm watching this thing. There's also an astonishing amount of lightning on the storm as well too. This thing is very aggressive, and it's heading right for Huron Park. West McGilvery is getting hit right now. Mount Camel is right in the middle of it. If you're in Mount Carmel. If you're in Mount Carmel, you need to be in a safe place right now. Mount Carmel is getting smashed by the storm. Grand Bend's getting the side of it. Not the hardest part, not the strongest part of it, though. Thank goodness for all those campers. Huron Park, I mean, it's still going to be pretty nasty in Grand Bend. Lots of lightning as well, too, and strong winds, heavy rain. But Huron Park, Crediton, Mount Carmel. You already know about the storm if you're in Mount Carmel, because it is smashing that area right now. And Exeter, Elimville, Elimville, Elimville. Almost sounds like Elmville, but it's not. Elimville. Hensall, probably. Oh, this is going right for the radar station. Huron Park, Dashwood, Exeter. Our thoughts are with everybody in Mount Carmel, because they just got mangled by this storm. It is strong. Crediton, Huron Park. I hope my little polygon I made actually covered Exeter. I think I did. I think I did. Let me see. Did I cover Exeter? I better have. Did I? I don't think I did. Oh, I just missed it? Okay, I gotta make a new one. I just missed it. 1 second here. I gotta make a new polygon for those folks. Yeah, I want to make sure everybody in that area knows it's time to get to a safe place. Going about that way, maybe towards Mitchell. Maybe towards Seaforth. I'm going to send a new notification for those folks. Make sure they know that that storm is super dangerous and is heading their way. Near, where was it again? Mount Carmel. Heading northeast towards Exeter. Where else? Crediton. And Huron Park. And what else? ELIM. And ELIMVILE, etc. Okay. Sending that. Oh, I gotta put the time. What time is it? It is 4:16. And I've got the rest of the date on a macro. Great, cool. Okay, so sending that right now. And it's 4:16, blah, blah, blah. Sending it right now. Okay. I'm going to end the other one, or I'm going to remove the other one. I don't really send out ended. We just send out remove. Hold on. User admin. Uno momento. Here we go. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Let me get rid of that one. I'll get the live streaming ones up and the strong damage ones. Okay. Oh, I do want to. I know, Kevin. I know. If that radar goes down, that is going to suck. Bad. There's not much we're going to be able to see. If that radar goes down, we're going to be using radar from so far away. But that storm is going straight towards Exeter. Let's take a look at where it is now. Let's see here. I know folks are asking about other areas right now, but this storm is insane, and it's going to take out our radar maybe. So let's go back here. Look at this thing. Wow. Okay, so let's flip over to velocity, and let's see what the latest is. Here is the bad part, and it's going that way. Oh, man. That is a nasty storm. Spare our radar. Sorry for getting motion sickness when I move this around. Please spare our radar. And please, I mean, I keep talking about the radar station like it matters. The thing that matters is the humans and the animals and the property and all this kind of stuff. So, MG Dragon says, what state is this? This is the fine state of Ontario. It's actually a province. We're in Canada. The province of Ontario. Let's see here. Jenna had a good question. She says, the chart shows us as tornado risk a few, but highlighted yellow, isolated severe. Does that mean we're likely to see a few tornadoes in isolated severe areas or brief tornadoes across the area? I'm just confused. So isolated severe means that they're very isolated storms. Not everybody's going to see them. So we might see a few tornadoes in that isolated area, but the chances of your exact area being hit by a storm are low. So isolated severe means somebody's going to see severe storms, but it's hard to really pinpoint who. They're going to be very isolated storms, and they're going to be shifting around, and it's hard to see exactly who is going to get them. So let's see here. MG Dragon said, oh, thanks, just wanted to know. No worries. Port Franks and Ipperwash got hammered. Trees down everywhere. Hydro out, says Chris Pepper. Yeah, this storm is bananas. This storm moving towards, right now, heading towards Huron Park, Exeter. This thing is causing, I mean, it's significant. I could just look at radar and know that it's causing significant damage. But now we have actual details. Port Franks and Ipperwash got hammered. Trees down everywhere. Hydro out, says Chris. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Yes. Wow. That's not good. Anything for Hamilton, says Shirley. Hamilton's got that storm heading to it right now, as you can see. Let's do a little zoom in on Hamilton and see what we're dealing with over in the hammer here. Well, those storms might just miss you, actually. Let's see. Let's tip it back. I like to do the tippy one, but let's go back to what we're all used to, which is the bird's eye view. Those storms are probably going to hit Oakville. They might just miss you, but there's more storms coming. Andrea says, what are those streaks that show up on radar image? They're actually from tower. They're like, you know how you can get these like Wi-Fi towers so that people can get kind of like, they can get internet through kind of a local Wi-Fi tower thing. Well, they're towers that are using the frequencies they shouldn't be using in Canada. However, they were purchased in other countries where those frequencies are used, and then they were brought here, and then those towers are interfering with the frequencies that the radars are scanning at, and that's why you get these big laser beams. And it's not that easy to find them either, so somehow they need to be found, and they need to be told to shift to a different frequency, or they need to be shut down. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a big, big problem. Miranda said, severe thunderstorm has ended for Sarnia, finally. Is that what you said? I think so. That comment is long gone now. Every time I try to see a comment, it's gone. So many comments. Crystal says, anything for Carlisle? Is that how you pronounce it? Carlisle? No, Carlisle. That's probably Carlisle. Maybe. Hey.net for Exeter webcam, says Gina. I got to check on that. For Carlisle, I'm not sure, Crystal. I can check for you. Give me 1 second here. I do want to see that Exeter webcam because it's going to be insane. Let me try to pull that up here. What did I just see from the team? Hold on. North of Peterborough, 2 weak areas of rotation. Thank you, Dominic. Let me check on that. Crystal, if you don't yet, please download our free app. It's called Instant Weather. And you can punch in your location, and then you can see if there's any alerts for your area as well, and see what time anything's showing up here. But we are seeing 2 areas of possible rotation north of Peterborough. At least one. The other one's kind of fizzled a bit, but there's at least one possible area of rotation. Yeah, you're right. I'm seeing that. Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Dom, for bringing that up. Tilt 2 is kind of weaker. let's see. I just need to check on some values on that storm to see what's happening. I think it'd be good to post about minor on that one. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Hold on a second. Let me just check something here in the background. So many things to look at. Ladles. North of Peterborough. Interesting. Okay, yeah, it seems it's kind of broad rotation, so it's kind of bigger and a little bit messy. It's not super strong. There is a little bit of CC on that, so where's it going? Heading towards south of Buckhorn, Burley Falls. Some minor rotation on that. There's not much we can do with data this far out, so I'm gonna send a minor rotation on that storm because we're dealing with Buffalo radar, which is so far away, and if we're seeing that much rotation, which is not that much, but if we're seeing it from that far away, then it's probably a good idea to mention this storm to the folks who are in the path. So Buckhorn Lake, let me see here. Where is it exactly? I see Buckhorn, Young's Point, Burley Falls. 1 second, and that is moving to the northeast. So let me bring up radar here. I see that storm. There we are. I see you. I see you. Where are you going? You going this way? 1 second here. There we go. I think it's moving that way. Let me just double check. Good eye, Dominic. Yeah, it's moving towards Stony Ridge, I think. I'm gonna do this here. Okay. Let me send out minor rotation detected on that. I will bring it up on the map here. Give me 1 second. What are you seeing on the live stream? Anything interesting? Not really. Okay. So let me do that. Pardon me being distracted again. That's how it goes. If we don't lose radar soon. Man. Let me just reload this radar here. One cool thing, watch how fast this loads. That's nice. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Okay, so, oh, we can't get Peterborough from here. Okay. What are these storms doing? Hold on a second. Anything going on here? Port Perry, some hail. Uxbridge. So the storm that we're talking about right now is up here, right about here. I can bring it up on our map. Give me 1 second and I'll bring that up. Thank you, Harry. Appreciate that. Expected, and the time is 4:20. It's gonna be 4:27 by the time I post it, I think. And let me just bring up near. Where is it? Burley Falls. Moving northeast towards Stony Ridge. Towards Stony Ridge. Okay. When I say 4:27, 4:27, and exactly 4:27 right now. Perfect. Send. I think that's worth mentioning because it's been there for a few frames. I think it is worth mentioning. And we don't really have much data because, yeah, we don't have much data there. That's all we can do. Got to work with what we got. And if Exeter goes down, well, then we're going to be having a brutal time. Yeah, it's still continuing though. Look at Buffalo there, Harry. Look at Dom. It's continuing on the next frame. So Burley Falls, there's some rotation heading your way. Probably want to be aware of that. I sent out a notification, so anybody in that area who has our app will get it. And let's go see if we can see that webcam. Oh, it's right on the doorstep of Exeter and the radar station. That thing looks... What did somebody say? Hey, was it hey.ca? What kind of spam is this? Hold on a second here. You are being banned. and you're gone. Okay. Something about a president. Okay. Let's see here. Rotation of London, says Steve. I don't think so, but let me check. Oh, I see that little blip. No, it's not lining up with the radar. I'm not seeing anything too intense there. Just some winds. Potentially strong winds, but I do want to pull up that you're looking at nothing right now on radar. Sorry. We got to pull up this storm right here. So this thing is right on the doorstep of the radar. Let's see if we can get an updated frame. Look at this. It is right on the doorstep. This might be the last radar frame we get, or it's going to hang out and live. Anybody in Exeter, South Huron, I hope you're in a safe place with that storm, because that storm looks really nasty. It looks bad. Okay, so just trying to read some comments here. Does somebody say hey.ca? Is that what it was? Let me see if I can find that here. Hey, was it hey.ca? Is the Exeter... the site cannot be reached. Okay. Exeter webcam. Let's see if I can find that on the old Googles here. No. There's a million Exeters that aren't in Ontario. Okay. Exeter webcam, Ontario. Wait, isn't there a navcam site there? Okay, I'm gonna bring back up our app radar here. 1 second. If you haven't downloaded our app, head over to instantweatherapp.com or just go to instantweather.ca and scroll to the bottom of the page. Click on the App Store or the Google Play Store, and you can get that there. So 1 second here. Let me just flip to our app. There we go. So that is current radar. I'm going to hit play so you can see future radar as well too, and see where these storms are going and where they might show up. Little timestamp not available there. 1 second. Let me head over to. I want to see if we can get. I think there's actually a Exeter webcam we might be able to pull up here. Yes, there is. Let's see what we get. It is dark. Okay. Let's see that thing move in. There's a current image. That's a good sign. Someone posted rotation in London, sent me a thing about rotation in London on the app. But I just checked, and I mean, maybe there's some rotating clouds. I'm not seeing rotation on raw data. On Exeter, if you're talking about that little green and red blip, it doesn't line up with reflectivity, so I'm not sure how legitimate it is. It doesn't look that spectacular from what I can tell. Oh, looks like Travis is live again. That's cool. Where's he? Travis is heading over to meet up with a storm near Kincardine, so we'll keep an eye on his stream now that we know he's live again. And we'll go see if we can pull that up soon. Let's see if we can get another radar update. Well, I don't think the radar went down, so that's a good sign. Point Clark. Hold on a second. Actually, I can do this right on the stream with you. So let's flip over to that. So that is the storm. It's on top of the radar station right now, and the radar is still going. So, whew. Let's go take a look at this Point Clark storm. What's happening over here? Look like there might be some rotation. Yeah, there's a little bit of something going on here. Something. Yeah, there's a tilt 2 couplet on it as well too. Okay, so classic thing to do here is to post about rotation in Point Clark. Yeah, it was coming out over the water and heading that way. And where is it? Amberley again. They just had a confirmed tornado from the other day, and here we are again. So I'm going to post minor rotation on that as well. Let me do that quickly. minor rotation on that one again. And which way was it heading? It looked like it was going due east. Is that right? Let me see here. Back up here. Which way is she going? Oh, maybe kind of more northeast. Yeah, let me press play on that. Yeah, a little bit of rotation on that storm heading south of King Carden right now, off of Lake Huron. I'm going to post about that for the folks in the area, heading towards Ripley, maybe towards Walkerton. Yeah, let me post about that right now. Okay, so minor rotation detected on the storm. And what time is it? So it's 4. I'll do that after. So we detected minor rotation on the storm near, what was that town again? Amberley. Moving east, northeast towards Ripley again. Like Ripley needs another rotating storm heading their way here. Ripley. And what was one more? Holyrood again? Holyrood. And Holyrood again. ... I'm adding that to it. Again. Okay. And the timing being 4:34 p.m. And I'm going to send that out right now. And I'm going to tag it so Environment Canada can see it, just in case they're not watching it. And send it right now. Bam. There you go. I sent that all the way to Walkerton, so that's pretty far from it, but there's so many storms going on that it's going to be tricky to keep an eye on everything here, so I'm going to make those a little bit wider. So that's the storm, and that's the storm actually that I believe Travis is heading to right now, so 1 second here, let's see if we can see what he's seeing on that one. What else is happening? Oh yeah, the insane storm that's heading over the Exeter radar right now. It is very strong. The strongest part hasn't hit Exeter radar yet, so keep crossing your fingers on that one. Cross your fingers that that radar stays up. We need that radar desperately. What else am I looking at here? There's so many things to look at. So many things. St. Mary's said they're getting very strong winds. Yeah, that looks like very strong winds in St. Mary's. Back to reflectivity. So we're toggling between reflectivity and velocity right now, which should, so reflectivity, this being rain, you know, and it can show you hail and all that kind of stuff. But then velocity can show you where there's very strong winds, where there's rotation. That's the one that I really care about. I care about velocity. But of course you want to see if there's, you know, hail and those type of things as well too. You need to see what is happening with that. So let me double check a few things in the background. I'm going to zoom this out a bit. And actually, let's flip back to the app so we can get the latest past and future radar. Again, if you don't have our app yet, yes, Dominic, what's happening? If you don't have our app yet, please head over to instantweatherapp.com. Our app's free, and a huge thank you to those who have upgraded the app to get future radar extended out to 5 hours, and really makes a huge difference. All those who have upgraded the app are allowing us to pay for all of those who use it for free. So it really, really, really does make a huge difference. Thank you so very much to all those who have done that. And yeah, so again, head over to Crystal asked about Carlisle a long time ago, and I've left her comment up on the screen this entire time. Can you take the comment off the screen, says Tactical Captain. Yes, I can. But I still want to answer for Crystal. So let me just put that up here. instantweatherapp.com. Head over, download our app for free. Hydro 1 shows large power outage from Petrolia up past Kettle Point and Lambton Shores, somebody said. That makes sense. Thank you for reporting that to us. I appreciate it. Yeah. I might have to take a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup chip break soon to get some energy going back on. But there's a lot happening right now. It's insane. So, okay. And this isn't even that crazy. Like if this was this could be, obviously there's some damaging storms happening. There's some rotation happening. If this was like May 31st, 1985, my head would be exploding right now trying to cover all these storms. But This is like practice, you know. This is good practice. We're trying our best. We're covering these storms, and we're continue to practice and practice and practice until one day there's that big day. And when there's that big day, we'll be ready. We'll be ready. I think. Okay, so what the heck was I doing? Oh yes, this is. I was gonna hit play so we could see the past and the future radar of where these storms are going. There you are. Heading to Barrie at some point in time. More nasty storm. Like, this is gonna be a busy night. A busy night. Okay, so there's that. And then I want to check a few things in the background. Give me just a moment. I want to leave that up while I check a few things. There's so many things to check. It's not very descriptive at all. Not very descriptive. Thank you to all those who are hanging out on the live stream with me. There's like, I know you can see how many people are on your page, but we're on like we're in 9 different locations right now, and the overall number is quite large. So thank you to all those who are hanging out and watching the stream, listening to me ramble on while I try to track storms here. Thank you. You're wonderful people. Okay, what the heck am I looking at here? So many things to see, so many things to do. I think sorry, this is a lot of tricky stuff I have to do in the background here. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Okay. So, what is next on my list? I don't have a list. I think make a list is the next item that on the list I don't have. Wow. Tree down in Kirkton. Mark Robinson posted on Twitter. Big tree down in Kirkton. I'm sure there's more than that. Jules says, what about Kitchener? I have to head out to work in just under 2 hours. It looks like Kitchener is going to see in just under 2 hours some more storms based on this future radar right there. If you can see somewhere between London and Mississauga, looks like you might be seeing some storms. So Stacy says her power went out in East London for a second. Yeah, I'm sure power's being affected greatly by that big storm that's heading up there. Check out velocity with the Lake Breeze storm in southwestern Ontario, says Roland. Yeah, let me know exactly where. Pretty please. Amanda says, first time watching, you're doing awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you kindly, Amanda. Owen says, Grand Bend has beach cameras. Yeah, we were watching them earlier. It looks pretty wild. What's happening here? Anything interesting for us in Barrie, says Linda? Maybe. Ron says, is this your job or do you need to get a life? No, this is my job. No chance to get a life. This is my job. This and hanging out with my son. That's what I do. And I might play goalie again in the fall. We'll see. We'll see. What about rotation near Hastings? That's a good question. Where's Hastings again? Kincardine has a beach cam too. Thank you, Karen. That's a good point. That is a good point. Oh, I was going to check on Travis's live stream here. 1 second. Where is he? He's heading out towards Kincardine to see that storm. Right now, he's just got sunny skies. So there's nothing much to watch in his, but I'll keep an eye on his stream to see if we can get something interesting there. I'm in Ripley, somebody said. Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate it. I didn't know this was available, says Barbara. This is awesome. Side note, Barbara said you didn't know this is available. We actually sent a notification to everybody who has our free app. So if you don't have our free app, you probably want to get it. It's free. So head over to instantweatherapp.com, click on Apple or Android. It'll take you right to your app store, and then you will be able to download our app for free. So let's see here. Julia says, I'm in Ripley and saw the minor rotation. Alert, should I be more worried? LOL. Julia, let me take a look at that storm because it is currently a storm of interest. Should we start to use that term? Holy moly. The strong winds, they did go through Exeter, but now they're really pushing east. Just north of St. Mary's. I mean, St. Mary's is getting it, but my goodness, what are we talking about here? 70 mile per hour winds heading towards kind of the St. Mary's area, towards St. Paul's Station, maybe towards Stratford if they move northeast. Let's see here. Yeah, Stratford is right in the path of that. If you're in Stratford, that storm is heading your way, and it's coming in strong. Let me see if I have. La Fontaine, says Teresa. Where's La Fontaine again? Can you let me know? If you post your town, please post the nearest city so I can kind of try to find it pretty quickly. Yes. Oh, incoming video. Watch WX on Twitter, on Twitter says the storm was really strong, blowing through Lucan. Video incoming. Thank you. Hopefully you stayed safe. Yeah, it's in Stratford now, says Jen. Yeah, it's on its way. It's almost. Oh, the next update just came in. Yeah, but I'm talking about the winds that are not the first round, but the winds that are coming in on the south side are going to be insane. They're going to be really, really strong. Holy, that whole line is really intense. It's getting stronger too. I don't like the look of that line at all. It's starting to become a big Boeing segment. Very strong winds, and they're not being picked up by the other radars. Only being picked up by Exeter. I'm going to try to bring this up on the stream so you can see, but if you're in Stratford right now, it's about to get crazy windy. Ripped apart, hold on a second. Brittany says, ripped apart a large tree where I am, LOL, whole bunch of branches just ripped right off of it. Brittany, where are you? And please stay safe. Definitely don't be at the window looking out. Yeah, stay safe for sure. Tina says Carlisle is north of Hamilton. Thank you, Tina, for letting me know that. It really does help when you let me know what's happening. North of Hamilton. Yeah, those storms north of Hamilton, they look gusty and they look noisy, but they don't look too crazy as far as the wind gusts are concerned. However, we're just basing this on radar, so it's hard to see exactly what's happening at the surface. Hold on a second. Teresa's sending me something here. Little hail, says Kelly. Thank you very much. What should Strathroy expect, says Emily. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check, see exactly where you are. Jackie asked about Renfrew. Oh, excuse me. How long have we been live for? 2 hours. Renfrew might see some stuff in the evening. Severe thunderstorm warning. Tactical captain said for Burlington now. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, there's going to be everybody asking about their exact area. It's going to be very tricky. It would really, really help. And yeah, Stratford looks nuts. If you don't have our app, please head over. That's literally what we're watching right now on the animation is our free app, Instant Weather. So if you don't have our app, head to instantweatherapp.com or go to your app store. So open up the app store on your iPhone and type Instant Weather, or go to the Google Play Store and type Instant Weather, and you'll see our app. It's got the white and blue icon, and download it for free. And a huge thank you again to all those who have subscribed to upgrade the radar to get 5 hours of future radar and remove ads from the app. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Huge thank you to those folks. Huge thank you to the folks who are thank you to the folks who are sending in stars on Facebook. Stars is like a tip jar, really makes a big difference. Those who have joined our Patreon, the Instant Weather Patreon, those who have become a subscriber on Facebook, those who, there's super chats on YouTube, all of that stuff. Thank you so much. Really, really makes a big difference. I sincerely appreciate it. It's the only reason we're able to do what we are doing. That's it. It's the only reason. It's the only reason we're able to continue doing this. So your support is everything. I really sincerely appreciate it. I mean, even if I mean, even if it all went belly up, and you know, and I just have to just do it from my phone, I probably still would. But you know, of course, we like to advance our technologies with our app and with the new technologies that we're working on. There's so much happening, and it's all because of you folks. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's all I'm saying. Thank you. Give me just one sec. I will be right back. And I came up with a new cute thing to put over my camera while I'm gone. So give me just one sec. I'll be right back with you. Don't go anywhere. Oh, hi there. I didn't see you there. So, I think I'm going to have to stop the live stream, unfortunately. And the reason being is my lovely wife got her second shot yesterday, and she now has a fever of 102, so I got to look after the young guy. She's not feeling well, so I'm going to have to watch the young guy, which is okay. But nevertheless, I'm still going to have my phone. I'm still going to be watching Radar very quickly, and very carefully. I mean, sorry, not very quickly, but very carefully. There's some strong winds going into Woodstock. There are strong winds, obviously, into Stratford and into Tavistock. That is a strong line of storms that is moving to the east. There are more storms moving into the area. I'm going to have to watch them very closely. There was a little bit of rotation south of Ripley that went towards Kinglau. Yeah, we're going to have to watch that very, very carefully. So it looks like finally we have Travis's live stream looking at an interesting storm. And now he's turning around. Oh, I see. 1 second here. Okay, so if you want to watch Travis's live stream, head over to highwaysandhailstones.com. I'll put that link here on the page. Give me 1 second. So head over to highwaysandhailstones.com. You can see Travis's live stream. He's looking at a pretty interesting looking storm right now. Interesting. Let me actually just bring him up here quickly on the stream. Here it is right here. And you can actually see where he's located. You can see right now he's just south of Walkerton, and he's watching that storm kind of move towards him right there. So definitely head over to highwaysandhailstones.com and check out his live stream. He will be tracking these storms as well too. Leave a radar product up for us, says John. I'd love to. The problem is that the radar product on our app, we have to like go out and come back in to get the latest frame, and the new one we're working on, same thing. The auto update is a feature we need to add. So yeah, so I'm going to have to not to do that. It would be nice to do that if it automatically updated. But again, if you want to check out the radar, download our free app. You know where to get it. I've mentioned it a million times, but I'll put it up in the comments again so you can go and download it. It is free, and it is called Instant Weather. So please download our free. 1 second here. Actually, I'll put get our free app at instantweather.ca/app to get notified of any alerts instantly. And again, if I see something rotating on radar, I'm still going to post about it. I'm just going to be upstairs watching the young guy, and live streaming from the living room upstairs is a little different than being down here and watching all of these screens. So it's going to be a little bit trickier for me to be live streaming up in the living room. So, whoa, I think my video just cut out there for a second. That's odd. Anyways, of course, continue, again, watch Travis's live stream, highwaysandhailstones.com. I will continue to watch radar carefully. I'll be watching very, very carefully, and just going to go take care of my lovely wife, and I'm going to watch my young son as well, too, and all of that fun stuff. We got some more storms coming in. It's going to be a busy night, folks. Yeah, it's going to be a busy night, so I'll be watching closely, and we'll send out any notifications we have. If you don't have our app, get our app. It's free, instantweatherapp.com. And then you'll get notified if I see anything on radar instantly. So, yep. Thanks again, folks. Hopefully everybody's staying safe. Keep sending in those reports. I'll still be able to watch them. I'm going to take my laptops upstairs, and I'm going to be doing my mini command center in the living room there. So thank you so much, everyone. Be safe, and we'll be watching very closely.